Good morning, everyone. It has been a week and a half, I think it was, since I did a recording, and it's just been a crazy couple of weeks for me. With my car. Little just side note on that for anyone that is wondering. I obviously got home yesterday after our awesome luncheon. Thank you for everyone that showed up. I'm glad that it all went well. My car was giving me some more issues. For those that don't know, I was driving to church yesterday morning, and um, there was like a shaking, like kind of a knocking sound, and there was a loose piece. Thankfully, it didn't come off until I got to church. Um, so there's that. That's a good moment there. But um, the on the way home, there was more knocking, and so at some point today, I'm going to check that with my car. There's a loose piece it's not releasing, so I'm gonna try to figure out something there. But I plan on hopefully taking care of that, which is another reason why I'm not at the church office right now. Um, I also think I ate something weird last night for dinner. Like it's not mixing with me. It's kind of make me feel uh my stomach's kind of upset from that from whatever I ate last night. But yeah, so just as a little note for everyone there. So with us being a little behind, I've already looked at how I can make this for this last week, and because this is pretty much the last week. I know there are a few finals next week, but with it being so close to Christmas and everything, I wanted to finish the Gospel of Mark this week, and then we'll continue moving from there. Um, just a reminder: this Wednesday we are not having Mere Christianity. We're just having more of a fellowship. We're gonna have a little bit of a time of playing some games. Probably gonna do some trivia or stuff like that, just as some fun stuff, some more decorations. I was, like I said, gonna try to go again this morning, but that took far too long yesterday, so I'm not going to try that again. I'm gonna go when I can, and um, when I get my car up and moving again, I'll go more throughout the week. But until then, I have to go. I'll only come a few times, like Mondays and not Mondays, Wednesdays and Sundays until I can get that taken care of for safety of everyone on the road. So now, with all of that being said, I just wanted to kind of take care of that in the very beginning. So let us begin. And now it's a very long passage, but I want to nope, I want to focus on how Christ is mocked by the military, as it says in my Bible right here, and then he's crucified between two criminals, and within that, I will touch on how one of the other gospels, how the gospels depict that situation. So let us begin with verse 16. The soldiers led him away into the place that is the governor's residence and called the whole company together. They dressed him with a in a purple robe, twisted together a crown of thorns, and put on him, and they began to salute him. Hail the King of the Jews! Hail, King of the Jews! They were hitting him on the head with a stick and spitting on him. Getting down on their knees, they were paying him homage. After they had mocked him, they stripped him of the purple robe and put his clothes on him. So before we go any further with the passage going from uh interesting. I just also just realized that the verse that we just finished, or kind of finished, was 20, but it actually continues into the next section, which I think again is interesting. For whatever reason they did that. Um But I find it important because how we last saw this whole situation coming, he was being chosen between Barabbas and him, be like someone who is a criminal, someone who is truly a bad man, being Barabbas, and someone who is purely good, purely the Son of God, being picked between the two, and the nation of Israel, pretty much everyone staying together and picking Barabbas over Jesus is mind blowing to me. Um, but something that I find important because it's one of those situations where I don't know how much the Roman guards, the military in general, just pretty much the whole nation of Rome knew about uh, the the stuff of Israel and how often other communities, other people did purple as a world color. Um, but the fact that they used that, the fact that they knew that purple was that, I find interesting because uh, I misspelled that. So according to what I'm seeing, purple has been associated with royalty originally because of um, uh, Trian uh, association as the color of royalty and wealth dates way back to ancient realms. So so there's no official like place of where it comes from exactly outside of the fact that um, in scripture colors have always been used for very different aspects. The what is it? The tent of tabernacles in the Old Testament, the different colors of the curtains and the pretty much the whole thing around it. I'm really trying to make it. I really am. Okay. I just find that interesting. And so um that was weird. My phone was not loading. And I did not I do apologize, my mother texted there. But continuing from there, they led him out to crucify him. They forced a man coming in from the country who was passing by to carry Jesus's cross. He was Simon of Cyrene, the father of Alexander and Rusif. So I'm having like horrible pains, like in my, like not pain, but very uncomfortable feeling in my chest and my stomach right now, and I've had that since late last night. So I'm trying to, like I said, I'm trying to make it okay. They brought Jesus to the place called Golgotha, which means place of the skull. They tried to give him wine mixed with murray, vinegar, murray. But he did not take it. They then they crucified him and divided his clothes, casting lots for them to decide what each got would get. Sorry. Now it was 9 in the morning when they crucified him. The inscription of the charge written against him was the king of the Jews. They crucified two criminals with him, one on his right and one on his left. Those passed by were yelling insults at him, shaking their hands, saying, "Ha! The one who would destroy the temple and rebuild it in 3 days. Save yourself by coming down from the cross." In the same way, the chief priests with the scribes were mocking him among themselves, saying, He saved others, but he cannot save himself. Let the Messiah, the King of Israel, come down from the cross so that we may see and believe. Even those who were crucified were with him, taunted him. Now, very important, that last verse. Even those who were crucified with him taunted him. I know each of the gospels kind of do a. Oh, that's one. Let's get to the crucifixion. I'm going to check each of the gospels. So I'm checking Matthew first. Okay, so again, what's interesting is Matthew, similar to Mark, points at the fact that they also mocked him. I've been feeling like this the whole time, which is mind blowing to me. Okay, here we are in Luke. But the other answered, rebuking him. Don't. Here it is. Okay, I went verse too far. Starting 39, 23, 39, and following. In Gospel of Luke. Then one of the criminals hanging there began to yell insults at him. Aren't you the Messiah? Save yourself and us. But the other answered, rebuking him, don't you even fear God, since you are undergoing the same punishment? We are punished justly because we're getting back what we deserve for the things we did. But this man has done nothing wrong. When he then he said, Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom, which I love that. Like that's a very simple request. Like I know that's a lot, being hung on a cross, being in the amounts of pain that they're in because they're hanging and they're having to lift themselves up just to breathe. They're in a tremendous amount of pain. But he just asks a very simple question. Just remember me. That's it. But then his response in 43. Then he said to him, truly I tell you, today you will be with me in paradise. People ask this question. I see it all the time on TikTok and everything, and I don't really have ways or no ways of like finding ways to respond to them, but it's understandable for their questions, their confusion uh of like why did he have to die? Why did it have to be so gruesome? Why did could God himself not do blah 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 blah? I've heard that. Like I've heard why couldn't God do this? Why couldn't God do this instead of such a gruesome death? I want people, anyone who has ever asked that question, I want you to think of just one very simple thing. Christ died on the cross, defeating death. The death that was brought into um, the world through sin. Because of sin, we have death. Now, a lot of people do wonder that, like, would we still have death if there was no sin? I do not know the full impact there. I'm assuming from what we know of how the world, how everything's going to end and all this stuff, that when we go into heaven, a new heaven, new earth, we're not going to die. Like, we're not going to just keep repeating, rinse and repeat. So, in a lot of ways, because of sin, death came in. So the only way to defeat what sin kind of brought in is to die and overcome it, be defeated. And so that is the best way I can word that without going too crazy because I am struggling right now, like I said. To be fair, I will say this. I did notice that I was watching a documentary last night on what was it, World War II? Yeah, yeah, it was World War II. And saw a few things I was not mentally prepared for, and it was quite unpleasant to just see, and I felt nauseous for about 2 hours after that. So that was unpleasant. So um I will be posting this as soon as I'm done recording. And so then after a little bit, I would then record my next um the next video for tomorrow. So I keep getting ahead. Again, I wish I was at the office right now, but my own physical knowing of what's going on, I just felt it was better. So I hope to um no, do that. I hope to see everyone on Wednesday. Do not forget to have um kind of a white elephant gift on Wednesday when we have our fellowship. Um, $10, $15. If you want to do less than that, there's a lot of good stores. Five Below, you know, is good. Even though nothing is Five Below anymore, and dollar stores aren't even $1 anymore, but that's not relevant. But I hope everyone has a fantastic week. And for all those who have performances or everything like that, I hope that they go well. I hope they go fantastically. If my car was not being stupid, I would try to go. I would. But I'm gonna be honest, I fear for everyone's life while I drive right now until I can get everything taken care of. I will drive slowly until I can get that thing fixed. So, which I hate more than anything. So, um, again, I hope everyone has a fantastic week. Good luck on finals, and again, good luck on your performances. And I will see you later.